Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So, Anheuser Busch Bud Light is back in the news. This one from The Guardian. Let's just get right to it. There won't be any beer come March. U.S. Anheuser Busch workers threaten strike. Represented by Teamsters, 5,000 workers at 12 breweries prepare to strike after voting 99% in favor. It's been a rough 8 months for Anheuser Busch so far. It doesn't look like it's going to be getting any better anytime soon. Let's check this one out. Workers who make Bud Light and other top-selling beers are threatening to strike in demand of significant wage increases, job security, and improvements to retirement and benefits in the first big union contract battle of 2024. 5,000 workers represented by the Teamsters at 12 Anheuser-Busch breweries in the U.S. are threatening to strike after voting 99% in favor of strike authorization last month. Their current union contract is set to expire on the 29th of February. Quote, "Without a contract by February 29th, there won't be any beer come March," the Teamsters warned on X. Oh, wow. O'Brien led the union in securing record contract gain at UPS last year amid threats of a massive strike. So it looks like they're trying to follow suit here at Anheuser-Busch. Quote, "If Anheuser-Busch's executives can't get their act together to negotiate an agreement that respects workers, we will see them out on the streets," O'Brien said in a statement on the strike vote. According to the Teamsters, the union hasn't met with Anheuser-Busch since November 16th, when the company refused to negotiate on job security. You know, it's kind of funny how this company is refusing to negotiate on job security. Looks like they're going to resist giving their workers, higher wages and things like that. Meanwhile, they're out here striking $100 million sponsorship deals with UFC. They're sponsoring the Olympics for the next 3 Olympics. They're giving money and sponsorships to the NFL and College Game Day. And you can't buy a beer at a Major League Baseball stadium unless it's a Bud Light or a Budweiser if you don't want to walk to the one specific kiosk that sells a Coors Light or something different. That doesn't send good signals to the workers that you're out there spending all this money on marketing and sponsorships. Meanwhile, beer sales are down a significant percent and acting like the workers have no value. Antoinette Norris, who worked at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery in Jacksonville, Florida for 25 years, said workers were due for a substantial pay wage increase on the new contract as wages have lagged behind inflation and price increases. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Bidenomics and everything. Everybody's house prices are up. Everybody's groceries are up. Let's just continue. When I started, Anheuser-Busch was what you would consider the top dog. It was the job to have. The pay was great, but with inflation, we are not the top paying job, she said. Norris said her brother had started working at Anheuser-Busch in the last 5 years. Things that would have been easily attainable to me when I started are not that for him now, Norris said. With the increases of prices for everything, people are working numerous amounts of overtime to try to make up for the pay we don't have at this time. Workers face intense heat during summer weather and intense cold during the winter, said Norris. They sacrifice time away from families to work night shifts and handle dangerous high-tech equipment. It's a great product to enjoy out in the market, but it's a big sacrifice to make that product, Norris added. Anheuser-Busch wants to be number one in the beer industry, then they should want the number one group of employees working for them, who are proud to work for them and who are being compensated like it. We just want a fair and great contract that we feel that we are long overdue for. Anheuser-Busch brews some of the best-selling beer products in the U.S. market, including Budweiser products, Michelob Ultra, Busch, Stella Artois, with U.S. breweries in Baldwinsville, New York, Cartersville, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio, Fairfield, California, Fort Collins, amongst a bunch of others. Parent company AB InBev makes around a quarter of all beer drunk globally and reported profits of over $32 billion in fiscal year 2023, a 1.97% increase from 2022. The increase came despite a slump of U.S. sales following a conservative-driven boycott over a social media promotion with Mulvaney that we all know about. We're looking forward to job security. We're looking for the American dream, he said. We need to share in our profits, and we need to bring up the working class better than it was before. I 100% agree. And this is an example of how Anheuser-Busch is just a bunch of takers. They're going to resist their employees who need these wage increases just to live like they were 2 years ago, right? With prices going up all around you, cost of living, cost of utilities, cost of groceries, cost of gas, and pay raises that don't at least match that, these people are living worse doing the same work than they were 2 years ago. That's not progress. That's not a path to retirement. people should be able to expect to do a little bit better for themselves year over year, right? But instead, they're working backwards. Arroyo said the 99% strike authorization vote sent a message that workers are sticking together to demand what's due to them. The last contract reached in 2019 included only $2.50 in wage increases over 5 years and included higher medical benefit costs for new employees. Even our younger employees who aren't so well versed in unions are getting on board. They see what the future holds, they've seen their parents struggle, and I think now they're realizing that's not the life they want, Arroyo added. A spokesperson for Anheuser Busch said in response to the strike authorization vote and the contract negotiations with the Teamsters, quote, Anheuser Busch is aware of the Teamsters strike authorization vote, which is common during labor negotiations. We look forward to resuming negotiations to reach a mutually acceptable agreement that continues to recognize and reward our employees. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, right? So for now, it looks like 2024 isn't going as good as Anheuser Busch would have expected, considering going into last summer, they thought that tripling down on their marketing efforts was just going to get people to come back and buy their beer without firing any of the people that are responsible for the backlash and honestly not having any accountability to their shareholders. So that's the latest. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.